Hey guys, I thought I'd give you a tour of my office. It's actually really small. It's 9 feet by 10.5 feet. It's in a dingy little basement, but we've totally made the most of it. Double desks, vertical storage, and lots of organization. So it feels way bigger than it is. And I can't wait to take you on a tour and share my top 5 favorite office organizing tips. One of my favorite things when organizing any space is creating custom labels, and I especially like picture labels, like icons, and I use my Cricut to make them. A lot of you guys had asked how I was doing this. I'm showing you right now. I'm not sponsored. I don't do sponsored posts, but I really like this. So I use Canva to type in like book icons so I can make a book picture label for my bins that I'm going to show you in a second. I'll size it and then I'll save it as a PNG file. You can actually cut PNG files with your Cricut really easily. So that's why I do this. I don't have to buy anything fancy. I find an image I like, I send it to my Cricut, and I have a gorgeous label. How these labels turned out. I think they're so beautiful and they're functional. You know what's inside. The gold. It's beautiful, isn't it? Speaking of beautiful, that leads me to my next tip, this shelving unit. This is the Kallax shelving unit from IKEA. Really inexpensive. It takes advantage of the vertical space. It's the perfect size for storing all your things. You can use it as a dresser or storage for books or just about everything, and it hardly takes up any square footage, any floor space. I'm pretty much obsessed with these, and I have them in every room in my home, and I definitely recommend them, especially for an office space. You can micro, you can macro organize, which leads me to my next tip, which is macro organization. I'm not a filing cabinet person. I'm a shove it in a bin and deal with it at tax time person, and that is okay. Macro organization is about fast, easy filing, whether it's paperwork or batteries or labels or anything that you have, office supplies. One bin, shove it in, slap on a label, and that's all you need. One of my favorite things in this space is this command center. This is like where all the action-y type stuff happens. It's when I come home with bills that need to be paid, they go in the to be paid folder. When I have things that I need to file or read or do or something, instead of having piles on my desk, I have this really visual place to put it that's also, it's pretty, right? I love to be inspired by writing out my ideas where I can see them. I'm not a visual organizer, but this, it just gets me excited about my work day. So I love having this visual command center to tackle all of those to-dos, which leads me to the very last little tip that I have, and that is make your workspace pretty. This is a dungeon basement. This is just not a nice room at all, and it isn't a great room to be in. It's cold in the winter, it's just sort of gloomy, but adding some pink curtains and some pink and gold accents, a couple of fake little plants, that's what makes me love this space a little more. It's like giving it a hug with little decor and pops of color that just bring happiness to you. Make your workspace a happy place, and you'll be way more inspired to actually get work done. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're feeling inspired to make your workplace, whatever it looks like, a little more organized and give it a little love so you enjoy working in it every day. Or you at least enjoy it more. Enjoy it more. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, thanks so much for staying to the end. This story is not appropriate. It's not appropriate for small children, any children. It may not appropriate for you if you find things inappropriate either, so you've been warned. I don't lie to my kids. Well, I sort of do, but I don't when it comes to like science things. So when my kids ask where babies come from, I tell them, sort of. I tell them that the dads have the seeds and the moms have the eggs, and the seed goes in the eggs and it makes a baby, and it's half the mom and half the dad, and they've asked how that happens, and I've just been totally honest with them so they know what sex is. And it's not like we're like talking in graphic details, just like They know how babies are made. Stay with me here. So, Abby's allergic to everything when it comes to nature. Pollen, crazy allergic. Her eyes swell shut, her mouth swells. She can't even eat fruit that comes from a tree. And I'm allergic to it too. So she gets shots, allergy shots, and we were on our way back from her allergy shots and she just asked me, she's like, what is pollen? And I was like, pollen is like this stuff that comes off of trees so that trees can make babies. It's how trees procreate. And so she asked me, what's procreate mean? And I wasn't really thinking, and I just said, it's like sex. It's like trees, how trees have sex. And so her little adorable 10-year-old brain said to me, in horror, why are the trees trying to have sex with my eyes and my mouth? And I was like, they're not trying to, but she said, and she was like, but their sex juices are in the air and they're getting in my eyes. Oh, she said, sex juices. And I died, and I laughed, and I died, and I tried to backtrack. But once that word, that pollination is trees having sex with each other, is out of my face, there's no bringing it back. And so then I hear little Milo, who's 6, say, Mom, Liam's in my class is allergic to peanuts. Is he having sex with peanuts? I have scarred my children for life. I've scarred them for life. I'm not sure if like explaining how babies are made was the first mistake, or saying that trees were procreating is what pollination is. Somewhere my parenting has failed epically bad, and now no matter how many times I try to convince them that that is not the case, they think if you're allergic to something, it's because that thing is trying to have a baby with you. So, you look like an amazing parent right now, don't you? No judgment! I'll see you guys next time.